YouTube faithful, what it is, what it do? It's Monday. We got the NFL playoff game tonight, Vikings, Rams, and then we have roughly 6 NBA games, a couple of good, decent games on par. I'm going to give you 5 of my favorite picks. I'm going to run through this video lightning fast, a quickie but a goodie, just like your prom date. So with that out of the way, it's time to know your role and pay the toll. Smash the like button, hit the subscribe if you're new. I know people have been struggling. I know people have been selling the playoffs over the weekend, sold. It just is a brutal game sometimes, guys. You just got to stay the course and hope that it breaks your way. If you have the right process, eventually it will. Mark my words, man. Eventually it will. So without further ado, let's talk about NFL first, okay? And look right here. I did an NFL live stream / NBA live stream. I believe it was Saturday. Unfortunately, we put in Ant Edwards and Kevin Durant and they sold, but the two-mans, the double-ups with Lad the Donkey McConkey and Lamar Jackson, rush yards, hit. So if you were on that live stream, I did it on YouTube. Glad to say it. The 5-man went 3 of 5 because of that stuff, but the NBA players sold, which we weren't even high on them. We just shoehorned them in because we were running out of time, but I did tell you guys to take those in 2-man, so hopefully you did. Today's daily double is simple. Going with the trends here. Now, you saw yesterday what happened. Evans cashed, McLaurin cashed, Barkley cashed, Jacobs cashed, Josh Allen cashed, and Cortland Sutton cashed. Just the studs. I'm just sticking with the studs again for this game. I hope it's a good game. I hope it's a shootout, but I'm not going into anything crazy with the role players. I'm just so tired of these role players just turning up ghosts when we need them the most, okay? Like, the Denver Broncos completely changed their entire game plan out of nowhere yesterday just to get sent home. Like, what was that? How do you not throw the deep ball to Marvin Mims, which is literally what got you to the dance? And they sold, and for that, they're gone. The Buccaneers, we had that game won. Our corners got injured late into the third quarter, allowing McLaurin to just finish the job. We couldn't get a stop on 4th and long, 4th and short, 4th and anything. We couldn't get a stop. We had 2 bad snaps under center with the fumble and everything like that. We should have won that game. We lost by a field goal again. They dominated the time of possession. Our defense completely sold. It is what it is. But we're moving on, and it is what it is. I'm happy with our season, and I know it is what it is. So today with Jefferson and Puka, it could just be that simple. Now let's go look at the analytics real quick. 2.5 point spread, which means it could be decided by a field goal, which automatically puts the longest yard in play. And this total is crispy. I think this is the highest point total we've had. So I really think it's good to go. All right. If I load up my projections here, you can see I have Puka getting 8 catches and 99 yards, and then Justin Jefferson 6 catches for 82 yards. So it's going to be dicey. And now Jefferson could get all the coverage. He could get locked up today, which is scary, right? Yeah, because it's scary. But honestly, I have full faith in Jefferson in a big matchup. I need it. If you don't want to take his receiving yards, you could literally take his anytime touchdown. The only reason why I'm not 100% on this is because it's 1, very popular, and 2, anytime touchdown props are literally like very, very high gambles, but I do think it's fine. 1 anytime touchdown prop that I think is good because it's a demon would be Aaron Jones. If they get a 1st and goal situation, they could just give it to him. He could break one. I think that's worth taking as a demon payout. And with any random prop, I believe it pays you an extra 0.5x. So it's not really a demon as per se, but it is there. It is worth mentioning. Okay. And then let's look at the analytics for the receivers. And the reason I like those two is because you can get them both at 80 yards, 79.5, and get 2x from it. It's way more likely that these gents are going to get 80 yards than 100 each or 95, whatever it is. That's a crazy amount of yards to ask for, especially in a playoff game, regardless of who it is. And Puka Nakua's reception goblin at 5.5 and 6.5, I will have a bunch of exposure to that. So look at Justin Jefferson. PrizePicks is taxing. He's 90.5 on most books. He got 115 last time they played, but in the last 10, only 5 of 10 has he gone over 90. Even at 79.5, only 6 of 10. Okay, in 2024, he's gone over 79.5, 12 of 17. It is a good matchup for him overall, but single individual, it's not. But Justin Jefferson, as I said, he's pretty much matchup proof. So that is what I did for him. Okay, if you wanted to be ultra conservative, you could go with the 59.5, but I think 80 yards is doable for him, as well as his anytime touchdown. Okay, and then if you wanted to take something else, Justin Jefferson, you could just take his 5.5 receptions or even his 4.5 receptions, okay? There's a lot of other players that you could take. I could go on a 5 to 15, 20-minute deep dive on why you should take TJ Hawkinson, Tyler Higbee, okay? Aaron Jones, all those, but I'm sticking with these to limit the length of this video, 1, and 2, to limit my exposure. I'm just like, okay, I'm taking the studs, and that's it. If they sell, they sell. That's the end of it. There's a bunch of diamonds in the rough, like the Olivers of the world. Okay, for that Steelers game, I had a 6-man demon lineup that went 4 of 6, and one of the ones that sold was the Mark Andrews anytime touchdown, and then another one only missed by 5 yards. I almost had it, and they were all scrubs that just overperformed. So like the Nailers, the Olivers, those are the type of things we will discuss on the live stream later today and come up with some of those type of lineups, which the live streams have been saving us, guys, because it's been tough sledding, but we've been able to come up with a few dubs on live stream. Make sure you're there. If you are a member of the Discord, please be there. It will be at 5:15 Central Time today. 5:15 Central Time. So roughly 2.5 hours from now, I think that's what it's going to be. So let's talk about my man Puka, and then we can move on. Now, the anytime tutty for him is in the mix too, but again, I told you those are gambles. This right here, I'm going to take a moment. This right here could be the square that's green before halftime. Call me crazy. I'm not nuking it. I'm not anchoring it, but I do think it's good. He's projected for roughly 2.4, which is going to be dicey, but we've been seeing him get those handoffs. We've been seeing him get those little special play jobs, so I'm going to go with it in a couple, okay? Just because I think it could be hitting, and I'm going for it. But my favorite, obviously, 79.5 receiving yards, and where is it? His 5.5 reception. Even you don't even have to go that low. His 6.5 receptions, I think, is really good. Okay, really good. I think he could get 10 receptions today if you wanted to take the demon and get really froggy. Now, here's the deal. Puka, they could, if I'm the coach, you could game plan and be like, we're shutting Jefferson down, we're shutting Puka down. If you believe the coaches are going to do that, your pivot, Addison, and your pivot here is Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp's lines are insanely low, 48.5 on Chalkboard right now. And I told you guys about Chalkboard, their new cash out feature, Cinema. I'm going to show you a Chalkboard lineup here in a little bit, which you can tail if you want. Now they have that cash out feature. We'll talk about it, but I do believe those lines are good. Make sure you're checking those out. Make sure you're line shopping. But what I went with for PrizePicks is right here. Puka, Jefferson, you get your double up right there. So let's say you're like, I'm going to bet $20 or $40 today. Well, you should put 20 on this one. And then if it hits, regardless of what happens with that other 20, you're right back to even. You push, you break even on the day, which is fine. Or do whatever you want, man. But I'm just telling you what I'm doing. These two, if both studs can't get 80 yards, okay, this game's going to be a dumpster fire. So that's just how it's going to be. I need them both to get 80 or it's a dumpster fire. Easy, okay? Point blank, period. Now, let's move on. Take a look at Puka Nakua's receiving yards. He's gone over 91.5, 7 of 10, but let's lower it down to 79.5. And you can see in all of 2024, he's hitting 7 of 11 over 80 or 80 yards. Let's just call it 80. Last 10, 7 of 10. Last 5, 3 of 5. But his head-to-head, he had 106. Remember last time they played in October? It was a banger. 29th receiving yards allowed. They're dead last almost in receiving yards allowed versus the wide receiver position. It's crispy, guys. It's crispy. His first quarter receiving yards is also in play. At 17.5, he got 50. And his first half, where is it? His first half receiving yards are in play too, because sometimes he just ghosts in the second half. But his receptions, he's a PPR monster. Last time he had 7. Okay, this is 7.5, telling him to get 8. But 6.5, 8 of 10. 2024, 8 of 11. I love him at 6.5 receptions. I really do. So if you don't want to take the yards, you just go with his receptions, Goblin. He can get 8 or 9. Like I said, I think he can get 10 tonight. But this just seems more likely to hit. And if you pair it with any random square, you're getting 2.25x. Okay, for a Goblin, which is crispy, you'll take it all day long, twice on Sundays. In this case, twice on Mondays. All right? Let's go talk about NBA, but before I do, guys, I will be having that live stream today. You can get my projection sheets for NBA and NFL. My NBA projections look just like this. Player points, rebounds, assists, steals. We will cover that for the NBA segment. NFL, same thing. You'll get my plays, my community plays, everything, access to the live streams. You go to CaptainCrush.net. It's ran through Dub Club. It gives you access to the Discord. Gold package right here. Subscribe, $24.99 a month, and you'll get it. It's literally 82 cents a day, 83 cents a day. You're getting live streams 6 out of 7 days a week. That's getting your money's worth. And I'm not talking just a 20-minute live stream. Folks, my live streams on average are 2 to 3 hours, okay? I'm going to try to get them to 1.5 hours, so it's not so crazy. But if you're there the whole time, you're going to win money, because I cook those lineups in that live stream that not everyone even in the Discord gets, because sometimes I make them live, their value's there, and then it's gone. So it's important that you're there when you can be there. Obviously, you're not going to make it every single day. You guys have lives, work, families. days. I understand that, which is why I do them 6 days a week. So make sure you get in the mix. CaptainCrush.net, it is the gold package. If you sign up with any of my partners, Chalkboard, Sleeper, ParlayPlay, send me an email. I throw you 30 days of the court. Now, I could talk about the benefits of being in there for over an hour, but I don't want to bombard you guys with marketing and ad campaigns and everything else. I'm just telling you guys, it is worth your coin, okay? I promise you it's worth it. We got a good group. The community's growing and building, and I'm grateful that you guys are in there. And then MLB is going to be here before you know it, and you're definitely going to want to be plugged into a good community, because that has become one of the favorites in our community, because they know Captain Crush just crushes it. That's all there is to it. We crush NFL too. NBA's been hit or miss this season. It just hasn't, like, the games have not just been good. I'm probably at a break-even ROI right now in NBA, but by the end of the season, it's going to be crispy. It always is. So let's talk about NBA, shall we? We got options. Now, the popular play tab has been an absolute curse, okay? It's absolutely been a dumpster fire. Hey, I told you John Morant was going to bump back down to 21.5 to wait on it. He was 22. I said, don't take it at 22. It's going to move down to 21.5. Trust Crush, and sure enough, here it is. It's back to 21.5. Now, there's a lot of so-called quote-unquote wagons. Mikal Bridges the other night, how about 0 points in 35 minutes? Sell job. That's why I preach. It don't matter how good the play is, y'all. They can still chalk you, okay? Because at the end of the day, you're betting on human performance, and it's extremely hard. And another thing, everyone's always an expert when it comes to analysis and bets. That's one thing you'll learn. Okay, and I'm being sarcastic. Look at the spread on the Wolves game. That scares me, okay? 14.5-point dogs at home. Cinema. The Pistons game. 7.5-point favorites at home. 6.5-point dogs at home for the Raptors. The Grizzlies are 3.5-point. The Rockets are 3.5-point favorites. The Clippers are 7-point favorites against the Poverty Heat. And then the Spurs and Lakers, 3.5-point games for following up on our late night hammer. The two games to focus on spread-wise would be the Grizzlies and Spurs, but usually I don't try to predict blowouts, and I've gotten away from that, and it's been costing me. I don't try to predict blowouts in the NBA. It's a fool's errand, but I still do think you should pay attention to the spreads, but more importantly, the point totals matter the most. So with that in mind, we got to look at the man, the myth, the legend, Anthony Edwards, okay? He literally has been selling like his mama taught him right. You know what I mean? But the thing is, mama didn't teach him to sell. Maybe it was daddy. I don't know why he's been selling. I don't know who taught him that, but Edwards, stop selling because we're trying to make coin. Respect our coin one time. What I'm doing for the Ant-Man, okay, is, you know what? I'm not even going to talk about Anthony Edwards today. I'm not even going to talk about that game. I was going to, but that's in the Discord. Forget that. I'm going to give stuff out here that I haven't discussed yet on the Discord, and that is, I think you have to consider Draymond Green's points as poverty as Draymond Green is. As banned as he is, I know a lot of you guys have Draymond Green on your ban list, and rightfully so, but I'm going against the grain and talking about my darts, not my anchors for NBA today on the tube. For the tube faithful. Why not? It's Monday. It's a new week. It is what it is. Draymond Green, 8.5 points, or his PRA. Both are likely and could sell you, okay? But check this out. Draymond Green's projected for 10 points in the model that I use. 10 points! So 1.5 differential. The matchup is crispy as crispy gets. Let's look at the market data. And there it is. Minus 140, minus 124. So nothing crazy, okay? Nothing crazy. His turnovers at 2.5, absolutely in the mix. But I did want to go against the grain and tell you guys about Draymond Green. I do like his turnovers at 2.5. It's going to be a pace up spot for him. I could see either one of these hitting. If you want to go with it, you can. Again, that's one lineup max. Just trying to get different, give you guys stuff that I didn't already discuss. I'm not really high on the NBA today. Like I said, my daily doubles NFL. And then you're going to have to make the decision if you're going to ride the hot hand on Jalen Green. His PRA, his points was at 21.5. They bumped it to 22. Now it has push equity, but the hot hand is in full effect here. 27, 29, 33, 27. He's just been scoring at will lately. Are we getting a new and improved Jalen Green? I'm not really sure, guys. Honestly, I'm conflicted about it, but I probably am going to ride him one more time. Pause. Nope. We're talking about Jalen Green, so we don't have to worry about pausing, but I think we can take him one more time and pray that he gets 23. Even though he is on the popular play tab, you hate to see it. I do think it has some merit. Now, if you go to Chalkboard right now, you can get Jordan Poole at 25.5 points, rebounds, assists, boosted, okay? I am taking Jordan Poole today at home. His lines are lower than they should be. Plus, they're giving you a 2x payout on this. You can pair it with anything you want. You could have taken Puka at 79.5 like we did on PrizePicks and get 2.8x, but I'm fine with put 2.4. The thing is, there's no max entry on this, so you could put $1,000 on this if you wanted to on this. It's not a slashed line, it's just a boosted line incentivizing us to take this square. I dropped 50 to win 2.4 to make 120. So let's say pool soars over and then Puka Nacua gets like 15 yards in the first quarter or something. It will give me the option to cash out, and I could probably cash out for $100 or $90, take my money and run, or I could let it ride and go over. That is an exclusive Chalkboard feature that's absolutely amazing. So you can cash out mid-slip if you don't want to sweat it anymore, and sometimes you're in the profit, sometimes you're not. It's your choice to be made. Use code CRUSH, get a full deposit match and a free square, and I give you 30 days of the cord, and you can tail this or fade it. You could take a more conservative route. I went the most conservative route I could with Puka, and to get my 2.4x, you could take an Edwards Goblin, LeBron James Goblin, anything like that. They're not goblins, they're just alternate lines on there, and you'd still be getting over 2.5x or 2.4x, some even 3x. So that's that. Again, it's code CRUSH. The link's in the description. So because of a promo like that, I'm not going to take pool on PrizePicks PRA. I just took them over there. All right. Now, there's other things on here that I like, with like Dante DiVincenzo's fantasy score. He's been trending up, but I probably am not going to take it given the spread. I showed you that spread. Cade Cunningham, he's been respecting coin. The Pistons overall don't respect coin, but Cade Cunningham does, which is crazy. But you're going to have to decide what to do with this Houston game. And like I was saying, Jalen Green is either your guy, or you could do this with Amen Thompson. Okay, more 9 rebounds. But again, on Chalkboard, this is 8.5. He grabs a lot of rebounds. He just played them and only got 7. But remember what happened in that game? He was in serious foul trouble. I have him. Let's look and see what I have him projected for. I already know, but I want to show the YouTube faith. Rebounds, 10. He's projected for 10 rebounds. A full rebound over what his line is, and you have push equity. Again, you can get it at 8.5 on Chalkboard, so you could go over there, but I do think this is a solid play. Okay, if you look at the outlier data, it's not going to look pretty, but again, I trust my projections. I trust what I think it's going to get. I'm not in love with it, like anchoring it, like this is going in every slip, but I definitely am having exposure to it. Now, I wanted this video to be fast, so I'm literally just going through stuff that I have exposure to on the NBA side that are darts. Another one from that game could be Fred VanVleet's assists at 6, if they still have it up here. Assist over 6, I think that's fine. Okay, here it is right at 6. I think this is a fine play. Don't care about the last 5. I think he could get 6 assists in this game all day long, especially lately. Fred VanVleet hasn't been as poverty as we're used to. And then, yeah, John Morant's points. He sold everybody last time, but now that he's at 21.5, you for sure can take him. Is it going to be sweaty? Of course. Last game, he got into foul trouble. He sold everyone. I get it. He's going to bounce back. It is a tough matchup, but now that he's at 21.5, I think you're justified in taking him. In fact, his RA at 10.5, man, that's also good. He's always in play, guys. He's always in play. As terrible as he is, he had like 7 turnovers last game or something crazy. He projects for 23.4, folks. 23.4. So you could take it. I wouldn't begrudge you a bit. The Cord faithful can see the projection sheet. So can you if you get in. Don't forget, CaptainCrush.net gold package. Live stream today at 5:15. Quick video. The main focus was NFL. I just wanted to go over some NBA. Guys, I appreciate you tuning in. Here's the salute. Good luck in all your contests. And as always, my brothers and sisters in Christ, let's crush this thing.